Hello Taurus, and welcome back to Unbound Soul Tarot. My name is Helen and I am so excited to do this little reading for you, looking into the month of September 2024. Now we are going to look at some general energies that you are going to be experiencing, also some blocks or challenges and some positives, and the main lesson that you have the opportunity to learn in the month of September, plus a lot of other additional information too. So it's going to be an interesting one, hopefully, and give you a good overview of what to expect. Also, this is a general reading that is aimed at Taurus, Sun, Rising and Moon, specifically in that order. But obviously, if you have other placements in Taurus, if you have any, if you have a Taurus stellium, then this reading may still resonate with you. But of course, I do always recommend using your intuition and your discernment as you are watching these general readings, and only take what resonates and leave the rest. And finally, watching the trio, the Sun, Moon and Rising signs that resonate with your birth chart would give you the most holistic overview, the most wholesome overview of the month ahead. So yeah, having said that, let's jump straight into it and see what it is that your energy, what is your energy going to be like in the month of September. So let's see. Okay, beautiful. We have the fairy and the compass at the bottom, but let's look at the energy that is going to be surrounding you. So the energy surrounding Taurus in September 2024. Oh, beautiful. Wow. So we have the dandelion and we have the butterfly at the bottom of the deck. But before we get into these cards more specifically, we are going to also get the cards out for the month. So okay, wow, Taurus, let's get into it. So the energy that is representing you is, as I already said, the fairy. And what this is telling me is that in the month of September, you are going to be in a very magical energy. This also feels like sort of searching for inspiration, or, just sort of having this boundless faith and belief in things that you can't see or that you can't physically touch. So in the unseen realms, it kind of makes me feel of like that childlike energy when everything is possible. But this feels much more like grounded in reality somehow. So it's almost like something really magical, like you're going to be in this energy of something really magical, something really wonderful, something that is awe-inspiring. And almost it's like you can't even believe that these things are happening, or that this thing is happening, or that like this is your life. It almost seems, like it's impossible to comprehend. So I also kind of get the sense that you may be in a bit of a flighty or ethereal energy too. And what I mean by flighty is that not like flaky in that sense, but it almost feels like you are like out of reach from other people, or it's like you are in a whole different vibration, or you are sort of like floating in your own little world, in your own little bubble, and it may be difficult for other people to like really get on the same level as you, or like really like connect with you. But I do feel like there is a lot of positive energy around you. I mean, with the dandelion card, this is specifically talking about like wishes, making wishes. And so I do feel like there is going to be a lot of like, good wishes around you, of people wishing you well and people wanting you to succeed and do well. So it almost feels like this hopeful energy that is coming from around you, of like people wanting like the best for you, or hoping that things are like working out for you in that way. Because remember, we also had the butterfly at the bottom of the deck. And so there is something about like transformations or like big changes, but in like the positive sense, and people and like the energies around you being very supportive of that, you know? So yeah, this is really strange because it almost feels like you're in some sort of bubble in the month of September. But yeah, let's get into the cards of the month themselves. So you got the, I think this is like a monastery or like a convent. I hope I'm saying it right. But basically this is describing the general energy of the month for you. And so as I said, it almost does seem like you are kind of in your own world, like you are in your own little bubble. And this definitely talks about that sort of slight like isolation or being cut off from the reality, being in like your own little sacred space or somewhat removed from like the mundane life. And yeah, just like taking the time to really like take stock of everything and to make sense of everything and to just sit in like stillness and peace and go through different like emotions and things, especially because like we have this well, hopefully you'll be able to see it on the card here, but we have this well that you can see that the card is like focusing on. And so it does seem like there are some deep emotions that you are going to be like accessing or bringing to the surface that you sort of need to digest in solitude or by yourself. So this feels like a very personal thing here. And I don't know whether this is like something specific that takes place in the month of September or whether this is just this is talking about the general energy, but it does seem like something is going to bring about or highlight this need for like, you know, being a bit on your own or being in this sort of bubble of yours, right? Being a bit removed from the mundane world. And so, yeah, I don't know. That's what I feel like. So something about, you know, taking time to sift through your emotions and to sift through your sort of everything that is like going on with you, and possibly even like just taking stock of your life and everything that is happening, that could be very prevalent in the month of September for you. But definitely it seems like you are going to be somewhat removed from people for some reason. And I don't know whether you are going on some sort of like retreat, whether you are going on some sort of holiday, or whether you are just sort of like taking time out and shutting yourself off from like social media. Maybe you need like spiritual respite in that sense. But yeah, this feels to me like taking care of yourself. Yeah, and not allowing the other world, like the reality of the external world in to your little bubble. So hopefully this makes sense. I don't know. But we have this, this is actually the last card in the deck, and this is a very magical card. And this is speaking of the sort of the challenge or the block that you can potentially face in the month of September. And now this is talking specifically about like esoteric practices, doing something that is occult, like, you know, reaching some sort of magical, mystical, mysterious energies here. But like all in all, the main reason behind that is to like actually seek answers, right? To understand, to peer into like either the future, the past, or the present through like some sort of spiritual means. And I mean, even the convent is like it has a very religious energy about it. And I'm not saying that you have to be tied in with religion in any sort of way, but it seems like you are in this like magical space to begin with, or like trying to connect to the magical aspects of life. So you could be trying to connect to that sort of area of life. It may mean that you are like, I don't know, trying to seek out like psychics or mediums or fortune tellers, tarot readers, astrologers, like those types of practitioners. Or maybe if you do that yourself, it could be something that you feel called to connect to more so in the month of September. But for some reason, it seems like it is like difficult for you to do that, to get that connection, even though it's like, I feel like you are in this like somewhat magical, or again like this ethereal, almost like removed from reality, like you're floating in your own little space, in your own little bubble, right? But because this is coming out as a challenge, it's kind of weird. It almost could be, because this is also like a blocking energy, right? It almost could be that you're trying to escape into like this more spiritual, this more occult world, and therefore like almost ignore what is going on around you, what is going on in the external physical world. And so this could be like an escapist thing too. But this is interesting. I definitely want to clarify this, but let's move on to the actual positive thing that you are going to be experiencing. And we got the woman card. And so what this is telling me is that in the month of September, most likely you're going to have a specific female in your life, or someone that has a lot of feminine energy, even if they are like male, gender wise, or, you know, anything in between. Then it just feels like there is someone with very strong feminine, motherly, nurturing energy that is going to be a huge like positive influence on you in the month of September. So this could be like your best friend, this could be your mother, this could be your sister, this could be like just other very close friend, or it almost seems like someone else is offering you a lot of support, or just like them being there, or their energy is somehow really, really beneficial to you some way. So yeah, so that's interesting that that's coming through, because as I said, otherwise it feels like you are somewhat like removed, and like other people don't really have that much access to you. But then there is this one energy, this clearly very strong female energy or feminine energy that is coming through, that seems to be like somehow a key to all of this energy that you're going through, and also like a huge support. So maybe they are what this like dandelion energy is representing too, just like wishing you well and wanting you to be okay, and wanting to make sure that you are okay, sending you good vibes and that type of thing. So this is a really sweet energy. But we get to the last card, and I don't want you to get alarmed, because, you know, some of these cards in the deck are really like, you know, potent. So this is talking about the main lesson that you can learn in the month of September. And as you can see, this is all about endings and things sort of coming to some sort of culmination, or things like leading your life, that type of thing. But because this is talking about a lesson that you can learn, I feel like it's almost saying that, you know, you have the opportunity to learn to let go of some things that were not meant to be in your life anyway, or that weren't meant to be a part of your future or take up too much of your space. Maybe there are some things that are meant to be temporary in your life that you may have difficulty letting go, or difficulty just accepting that they are only supposed to be a temporary part of your life, right? Especially, you know, being a fixed sign, as a Taurus archetype, it's very common for the Taurus archetype to want to hold on to things, right? To want things to sort of stay the same. Yeah, it seems like there is something that is going to be coming up for you that like pushes you into sort of needing to deal with the finality of things, or needing to deal with the aspect of change, and things sort of fluctuating in our lives, right? So yeah, so this could be something like that you have the ability to let something go that isn't actually good for you. So we could be talking about like a bad habit, or some sort of negative way of thinking, or detrimental aspect of your life, maybe even like some sort of addiction. This is mostly not going to be resonating for a lot of you, but you know, it could be something like that has a negative influence on you in the greater scheme of things, and then you have the opportunity to learn how to let go of that. But just on a broader scale, I feel like this is talking about just learning to accept that you don't have the control to hold on to things, and it's normal, and it's the way that things are supposed to be, that sometimes we lose things, and sometimes certain things about our lives come to an end before maybe we are ready to let them go. So yeah, I don't know, it may be a bit of a more like serious message, but yeah, that's what I'm getting here. So let me see, what did I wanted to clarify something. Oh yeah, I wanted to clarify this energy of like seeking out occult knowledge or seeking out some sort of spirituality. So what is this block or challenge for Taurus? Okay, we have the Nine of Wands with the Ace of Swords. So there is definitely something about like you being worn out, or you being somewhat like tired, or yeah, just sort of trying to understand why things have happened the way that they have, and like how things have led you to this place that you are now. But let's see what else. Can we get some more clarifiers for the block or challenge for Taurus? Okay, thank you. And we have the Hierophant with the Chariot in reverse. So the Hierophant is actually your energy. It's the Taurus card in the Major Arcana. But yeah, this is talking about like beliefs and like life philosophy, values, that type of thing. And so, yeah, it does seem like you may be struggling to like hold on to the values or beliefs that you have had up to this point. You may be questioning them, and so that may be something that is like pushing you towards seeking out some sort of spirituality. Or it could also be that you, if you have previously been like very spiritual or very much, you know, sort of in the feeling like inclined to tap into some sort of spiritual practices, or even like doing tarot or oracle readings yourself, stuff like that. If you have been very much sort of dealing with that in the past, then it could be that in the month of September you are starting to like doubt the validity of that, or you know, so yeah, there could almost be like an opposite effect here too, of you know, starting to question, starting to doubt whether that is actually, you know, true. So yeah, and we have the Chariot in reverse at the bottom here, which is telling me that there is something that is going to be like slowing you down or delaying you, or making you like, yeah, just question things and look at the sort of the direction that you have been going in and everything that has happened in like a new way. It's almost like it's halting you in some way. This is I'm sorry if this is really confusing, Taurus. I really am. I'm trying my best here to make sense of these energies, but your reading definitely seems to be somewhat like out of reach for me too. As I said, your energy seems to be out of reach too. So I don't know, but let's look at the potential outcomes of all of these areas. Let's look at the potential outcomes. Okay. So we have Dragonfly that wanted to come out. So let's look at the others. Okay, so we have the Dragonfly first and foremost, which is the potential outcome for the general energy of the month for you. And so, yeah, basically this is saying that the energy of the month can potentially take you someplace where you will sort of start seeing through the illusion, or where you have the time to actually like stop and listen and really pay attention to what is going on. And so that will almost like shatter some sort of illusion or something like that, because the Dragonfly can symbolize the way that our minds play tricks on us. So it's almost like something that is hypnotic, or something that like draws us in, and we sort of lose awareness of what is truly happening. And so I feel like it's almost like a positive and like a warning two in one, because it feels like you have the potential to actually like make sense of things, like truly make sense of things, if you take the time to like tune everything out, like all of the distractions, right? Which seems like something that you are sort of inclined to do anyway in this like own little bubble of yours. But at the same time, it feels like a warning as well, with not getting too tangled up in your own sort of, again, in that own like magical, mystical bubble, that you completely lose touch with reality, like that you don't get sucked into like your own imagination. And yeah, like, So yeah, this feels like a double-edged sword in that sense, this dragonfly energy. But with the octopus, we have a potential outcome for the block or challenge that you are going to be facing. And this is basically saying that you will potentially get to a place where you want to, like, again, like, handle the situation or want to alter the course of something. Because, I mean, the octopus, and you can see it as well, like, the octopus's brain is highlighted in all of these beautiful, amazing colors, because the octopus is a very intelligent creature. And so I feel like, you know, there is the potential for you to end up in a place where you really want to understand everything and, like, be super aware of everything that is actually happening and the reasons behind these things and why they are happening the way that they are and what is going to be happening in the future, right? Because we get dealing with all of this, like, fortune telling, esoteric, mystical energy here, but for some reason that seems to be, like, out of reach for you. And so here with the octopus, there is also the energy of possibly, like, crossing boundaries or losing your sense of boundaries in the process of, like, wanting to reach the knowledge so bad that you actually, like, become too obsessed with it or too, like, clingy, too desperately, like, seeking whatever this information is. And so it may be difficult for you to not get, like, super tangled up in all of this, like, mystical energy, this mystery, this seeking out answers. So yeah, I don't know what is going to be going on with you in the month of September, because hopefully, like, this will make sense to you, at least some of you. But yeah, this feels really like, really hard to decipher for me, at least. But let's keep going. So we have the Cobra energy next, and this is speaking about the potential outcome for the positive that you're going to be experiencing. And so as we were talking about this positive, like, female influence or this feminine energy that is here to, like, support you, I also feel with this Cobra that it's almost like they will show up as this, like, teacher or mentor for you, because that's what the Cobra energy represents. Just being very patient and very like, loving and accepting and allowing, just sort of seeing you go through whatever it is that you're going through and not really interfering, but just letting you know with, like, quiet persistence that they are there for you and that they are ready and willing to help you if you need that, right? If and when you need that. And also I feel like they can actually give you a lot of wisdom as well, or a lot of the information that you seek. You may be seeking it through, like, different channels or through other mediums, but I feel like the truly useful energy that they can, like, the truly useful insight can actually come through this female energy or this female presence. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. And also we have this dolphin card, and I love that that came out with the last card, which was, like, the most, like, serious looking. So the dolphin energy representing the potential outcome for the main lesson is basically saying that, you know, this will bring you a lot of, like, lightness and a lot of just, you know, seeing life in a more, like, colorful way and being able to embrace, like, the positives, the joyous aspects of life, finding some sort of happiness. So again, whatever this thing is that is, like, leaving your life, or whatever this, like, lesson about letting something go or allowing something to depart is actually going to take you to a really beautiful and a really positive place, because this is, like, probably the most happy and the most, like, joyous card in this whole deck. And so I have no doubt that whatever this sort of process is that you're going to be going through is actually leading you someplace really, really beautiful and something that is really beneficial for you as well, even if at the time it may be difficult to see. So yeah. And finally, I want to look at some advice as well. So let's see what advice we can get for you to deal with all of these different energies and aspects of the month. Okay, so we have the Hermit card first and foremost, and I just have to say we got so many Major Arcana cards here again. We only have 4 cards and 3 of them are Major Arcana cards. And so clearly what this is saying is that whatever is happening for you more specifically in the month of September is a part of some sort of bigger spiritual lesson. It's a part of your soul journey. It's meant to be an important stage in your whole life journey, in your spiritual progression. And so, yeah, we are starting off with Hermit energy, and this is a card of Virgo. And basically, as an advice, I feel like this is so apt when we are talking about the whole general energy of the month, because as I said, it feels like you are in some sort of bubble and doing like this introspection, which with the Hermit card is exactly that. Like, that's exactly what Spirit wants you to do. That's exactly what the universe wants you to do. So I feel like this time that is being allocated for you to do that is specifically so that you could gain some sort of deeper understanding and to, yeah, just gain some sort of like a bigger picture and a clearer view of what it is that you are meant to sort of realize, that you're meant to understand, something that will like guide you, almost like, you know, be a lantern for you, right? To light your path forward. And so, yeah, basically this is just saying to embrace the energy of like isolation or this need to like shut the world out in a way and really focus on like your inner world a bit, making sense of that. Now, next up we have the card of the Magician, and I'm going to show you what it looks like upright, but we got it in reverse. So this is a card of Mercury. So again, there is a connection to both Gemini and Virgo here. Basically what this is saying as an advice is to be mindful of giving your power away, because especially with like all of the other energies that we were talking about, with like seeking out some sort of answers or becoming almost like obsessed with knowing the truth behind something or understanding something, it feels like you're putting too much focus, or there is the danger of putting too much focus on like other people and like other skills or other gifts, with actually forgetting about the skills and gifts that you yourself possess. And so yeah, this feels like saying not to get too like swept up in it. Also because with the Magician, there is always an energy of like wanting to manipulate energies or wanting to change. As I said, I got this feeling that you were trying to like change the course of something with this octopus energy here too. Like almost, you know, putting your energy in a place where it's not really meant to go. Hopefully it's not too confusing. But yeah, with the Magician, it seems like there is a clear message to avoid the temptation of like doing something that is possibly a bit sneaky or possibly like somehow manipulative to change the course of something. So even though there could be this desire to like take some sort of matters into your own hand, or almost like force something to be in a certain way, I feel like Spirit is urging you not to do that, to allow things to unfold the way that they are unfolding and sort of tune into the reasoning behind it, or just sort of accept that there is possibly a bigger lesson in here, like why things are happening the way that they are. We also have this Sun card, which came out in reverse too. This is a card of the Sun, obviously. So there is a connection to Leo energy here. And with this coming out as advice for the sort of the positive aspect, I almost feel like, you know, with this coming out in reverse, this is saying to be mindful of shutting out or trying to shut out other energies, because there is always an element of like the ego that is coming out when the Sun card comes out in reverse. I mean, the Sun card is a positive card no matter what, because it is the most positive card in the deck. So regardless, I feel like whether you are trying to like push against it or whether you embrace it, this positive energy is there for you, and it is there to actually, you know, help you to, again, lighten the load, to make something more clear for you, right? As I already said, if I feel like there is some sort of important clarification or insight that is potentially coming through this like female support or feminine support. But yeah, there could be an element in you that wants to like sort of push that away, or like, yeah, not really wanting to accept it. But I feel like the advice here is to like be mindful of any like ego impulses that you may have, because I feel like this is actually coming from such a good place and this can actually really help you. But you may have trouble for some reason like seeing that, or again accepting it. And finally, we have the King of Wands that also came out in reverse, but I'm going to show it to you so that you could see the beautiful illustration. But this is specifically a card of Leo, but it can also talk about any other fire sign, so Aries and Sagittarius too. But because this came out as advice for you in reverse, specifically about the main lesson that you can learn, I feel like this is saying sort of try to rein in again this energy of wanting to like control things and really like manage the course of things, because this is fixed energy too, right? Remember, this is Leo, so this is a fellow fixed sign energy, and so there could be some serious temptation for you to like try to hold on and to try to like micromanage. But whatever this thing is, it seems to be like somehow in like conflict to or with your vision, or how you think that things should be, or how things should look like. And I feel like you are sort of, you know, guided towards something that is actually better for you. But as I said, with this, it seems like you're having a bit of a difficult time accepting it, but it seems to like ask you to, again, like let go of the need to like control, and also possibly allow like things to surprise you, because again, it seems like wherever this road is leading you, you may not be able to quite understand it or quite see it clearly, but I feel like it is actually a lot better for you, especially with this dolphin energy, right? So this is something that is going to take you to a really positive place, even if you can't really see it just yet. So yeah, okay, I'm gonna stop talking now. I feel like this has been such a long reading, and I do apologize. And I really appreciate it if you have been sticking it out throughout this whole thing. I hope that it made sense to you. If you happen to come back in the month of September and, you know, if something in this resonated for you, please let me know. I would really, really love to hear from you. Also any, you know, thumbs ups, any comments, even if the reading doesn't resonate, you know, if you come back in September, if you remember, or if you see it in September, and you feel like this isn't really talking about you at all, then you can let that, you know, you can let me know in the comments as well. But yeah, I would just love to hear from you. And also, if you did enjoy this reading, if it gave you some sort of necessary information, then definitely don't forget to subscribe and join my little channel. It would help my channel out so much and help me to keep making these videos for you. But anyway, I am hoping that September is going to be a really magical month for you. And yeah, if I don't see you in any of the other readings, then I just hope to see you very soon in one of my next ones. But take care, Taurus, and all the best. Bye-bye.